And the Siddars, from my study of them, and I've studied them for almost 40, 50 years, close to 50 years, were actually system scientists. And so we have to think about it. Siddars were system scientists. In fact, Siddars were against the caste system. They were for liberation of women. And when you step back, some of you may have heard of the terms Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. These terms may seem foreign to Westerners, but in my research, in my scientific research, I found that there's a direct correlation between transport, conversion, and storage, and Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, or I am as we say it in Tamil. So these three aspects of all systems, transport, conversion, and storage, are actually expressed in the Indian system, Vata, Pitta, and I am, which are in fact thousands of years older than modern systems theory. Now, what's relevant for us today is that when we look at systems principles across East and West, if you look at the Western approach, transport, conversion, and storage, the Siddhars called it Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, and when you look at nations, the aspects of these three elements that govern nation comes down to freedom, innovation, and history, or respect for freedom, respect for innovation, respect for history. Freedom supports transport, it supports Vata. Innovation supports conversion, ideas to businesses, ideas to great art. And history is governed by the process of storage. So this is basically I've given you probably a 10-year experience in systems theory in the last 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Now, with that background, let's move forward to understanding what are nations. What is a nation? What is a nation? According to the Oxford English Dictionary, which is from the Western world, one of those preeminent dictionaries, a nation is a large aggregate of people. So it's a large aggregate of people united by, as you see up here. But the point is, and as you notice throughout India, there's essentially nations within this broad thing called India. The next thing we want to think about is history. The Tamil people have a rich history of the Siddhars. Siddhars were these scientists who, again, were not religious people. They were scientists who had a whole way of looking at the world based on, number one, equality. They believed everything was equal. Not only humans were equal, but all things. Plants, animals, a stone was as living and quote-unquote non-living things were all equal. So that's part of this historical culture. And they wrote many great texts across martial arts, across medicine, across science. In fact, what we today call modern nanotechnology was done in Basmas, in the Siddha literature, plus also in the learnings of the understanding of spiritual things, about what we may call metaphysical things. Culturally, there's the great wonders. The Meenakshi temple is a great wonder. Unfortunately, again, this is an example of the disrespect. The Taj Mahal gets respected as a great wonder, but the Meenakshi temple and others who frankly have much better architecture and wonders have not been respected. And these are the, again, kind of things we'll talk about shortly. And then you actually have this very, very ancient script. Tamil is one of probably the oldest language, and this is, again, not anything chauvinistic, it's just a matter of fact. Yale University, after many years, has 3 classic languages and that they've considered after great research. If we need Western approval on this, it's Greek, Latin, and Tamil. And Tamil has more love poetry than any language in the world, and the richness of the literature is very, very deep. So